Welcome back, you guys. Now, let me just update you on some of the really big advancements that have been happening in the film world in Zimbabwe. Joan Jangu, who is a visionary creative director, and Malaika are basking in glory after their film Mirage won 2 international awards at Sotombe and Toronto International Film Festivals. Of course, a huge round of applause. Mirage is such a beautiful film, and we've got the actress coming soon, Ratidzo Eunice Tava, who's going to be on the show, so that's really exciting. It's also a double win for Mutare-based artist Amanda Ranganawa, who has scooped the Zimbabwe National Chamber of Commerce Women in Enterprise Award under the Arts and Culture category. Her film Depth of Emotion has been selected for the upcoming International Images Film Festival for Women, also known as the IIFF, which is scheduled for late November this year. Congratulations to her. She's also a member of Cinema Society Zimbabwe and is making really big advancements in the film industry. So super excited and congratulations to you. Now, Zimbabwean films continue to make inroads on the international scene because 4 films have been selected at the Bantu Film Festival in Botswana, which is super exciting, and I can't wait to check those out. Then finally, the ZAFTAs social media category rolls into life with nominees to be announced very, very soon. But before we do all of that, you guys, I'm going to sit down with Eunice Tava for a very interesting chat. You guys, joining me now in studio is Ratidzo Eunice Tava, who is a multi-award-winning director, actress, and most importantly, she is a humanitarian who has featured in lead roles as Nehanda in the story of Nehanda. Now, Eunice has also starred in Chipo The Gift, which was produced by Rooftop Promotion, Malaika Mashantu's Mirage, Gazaland, and just many, 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 many more. Please help me in welcoming her to the show. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks, Carrol.
Oh my God, so excited to have you. Now, you are a woman of many accomplishments.
Of course.
Of all your accomplishments, which one are you most proud of?
I'm proud of the works that I've done as a director in the theater sector.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Of course, because you were in charge over there, right?
I was.
You were in charge over there.
You can safely say so.
Right. So you started off in the year 2000, I understand. That is where you started acting. And you were in a show, in a theater show that happened in theater in the park. Do you remember the name of that show?
Of course, it was Ganyau Express.
Oh! You know, it's a couple of years back. That's about
is.
20, that's literally 23 years ago.
Ganyau Express was the television one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, then
Right.
there was the theater version. So the theater version was a few years after that.
Okay, okay. And do you remember everything about that time?
I do remember everything because that was Ganyau Express was like my breakthrough. Remember, we're still in the ghetto where we're doing theater, and for somebody like me, it was not easy for you to then get to places like Theater in the Park. Theater in the Park was something else by then, and we were still in the ghetto, and we had not we had not done any formal training in the theater. So for me, it was like I joined this theater organization to get training first, and then I would be given, a place to feature in. So with this Ganyau Express, by then, Devs Guja and Wotamparutsa were still alive. So they went around scouting for talent because there's this production that had been funded for, and they wanted to do that production. So it had about 10 groups or something. So they were scouting for new talent. That's when they came to Highfields. I was working with the late Sebastian Maramba. He was the brother to Caleb Maramba by then. So that's when the Rooftop guys saw me, and they said, you know what, we want to try a role for you in Ganyau Express. So yeah,
And
that's
then here you are. And then you guys, by the time she was doing the story of Nehanda, she didn't go out herself, okay? They came looking for her. They were like, we need her to be in the film. That's how successful she is. That must be such an honor. I mean, to play such a historical figure as the Mbuya Nehanda. Come on.
Of course, it was an honor, but then remember, it was still COVID time. So we're not supposed to, camp. We're not supposed to come together. So most of the auditions were done online.
Right.
So I don't really know what happened with the casting, but people know me as somebody who's very afraid of auditions. Everybody knows that in the film industry. I don't usually attend auditions, not because I'm stubborn or I'm saying I'm good or what, because I'm afraid of auditions. And every time I attend auditions, I don't make it. So with this one, somebody who was part of the casting then called me and said, we are sending you a clip. We want you to try this role. And I'm like, the role, what role? We want you to try the role of Nehanda in this film that is coming, and this film is going to be shot very soon. And I'm like, Nehanda?
Right.
Me? And I'm trying to look at those pictures, and I'm not even close to Nehanda. So how am I going to execute this role well? So I then tried, because I was afraid of the person who was doing the casting, and I said, maybe if I don't do the audition online, next time I won't be given any, you know.
So you did it, and you got the role, and it
Yeah.
was super exciting.
It took me the whole day to even audition for it, because they kept calling, please, can you send in the clip? And I didn't want, and then I just sent in for the, you know, for the sake of sending, and I said, anyway, I'm
Must
done.
have been a daunting task, huh? But you're also a philanthropist, and you use your stage and your voice for good. Talk to us a bit about Chedenga, just wrapping up, about Chedenga Foundation.
Chedenga Foundation, I registered Chedenga Foundation in 2020. I'm somebody who's very passionate about charity work. It's something that I was born with, something that I started doing at a very, when I was still, I think at the age of 6, that's when I discovered I had this, you know, heart for people who lack, though I grew up in a family that...
Wait, and then where do you find funding for Chedenga?
That's a funny question. I don't have funding at Chedenga Foundation, and I don't know. I can't say I don't believe in funding. I do believe in funding, but I think I'm just afraid of begging. For me, I see it as begging, and I don't see the reason for me, maybe for now, to get funding, because it's not like I have a whole lot of kids that need to be looked after. I have maybe less than 20 kids that I'm looking after, paying for their fees and whatnot. So for now, it's funny that Chedenga Foundation has been getting support from individual artists who really believe in the work that I'm doing. And Chedenga Foundation is also supported by the works that I do. Like, I do radio commercials. So the money that I get from the radio commercials, the money that I get from stage performances, the money that I get from the films that I do act in, that's the money that is supporting the works that I'm doing at Chedenga Foundation. Of course, I do have individuals from the corporate sector who also pop in here and there with the little that they have to support.
I love that. You really are such a star, and I can smell a ZAFTA nomination for you. The nominations, you guys, are being announced on the 28th of this month, 28th of October, and then the award show is going to happen on the 2nd of December, so we're excited about that. I smell a nomination coming your way.
Ooh,
I smell
a nomination.
Love
that. I would love that. Who doesn't?
Thank you so much for coming to the show. Such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much, Carrol.
All right, you guys, don't go anywhere, because on the other side, we've got more with Eunice Tava.